Welcome, Hagerman community. This is Brian Whitmarsh, your chairman, reporting to you as to what took place, highlights of what took place on our last night's board meeting, Monday, May 16th, 2022. We actually the board started at 3:30 before the actual official board meeting, and we got a bunch of training provided to us around board procedures, what we can and cannot discuss with the community, but a lot of really good training from a very seasoned veteran, Amy Ritter, that came up and provided that training. We started off the meeting, roll call, pledge of allegiance, approved the agenda, went into special reports. Vicki and Mrs. Cass, Vicki Owsley and Mrs. Cass provided an update as to efforts that are taking place around our behavioral therapy programs. We recognized our Employees of the Month. Congratulations to Mrs. Dayrud, 42 years with the same district. That is amazing. We recognized her. The Ag Department made a little plaque for her. We're going to have a celebration for her at a later date. Probably it's a secret, but I doubt Mrs. Dayrud's listening to this anyways. But that's something to be recognized. Amazing accomplishment, and we greatly appreciate all her efforts there. We then also recognized the classified Employee of the Month, which is Alex Schlund. Approved the consent agenda. That's all the bills, all the finances, all that. Public input. We had public input. We had a good interaction with the public during the meeting. We then went into administrative report. Dr. Jim Brown went through some of the test results and various information about a summary of what took place in the last month. We had informational items. We talked about different retention options. We want to increase retention within our staff, and we have a retention committee, and that committee presented some potential ways of increasing retention. And we were presented those options. We asked the committee to go back and kind of prioritize so we can know what to focus on. But that was presented and discussed. We discussed the update of the 5-year strategic plan. We're almost done with it. The community's almost done with it. They're the leads on this, and we're getting it across the finish line. We then went into a discussion around open meeting law. And Ann Ritter, she led this discussion. She went through, we had a response. We've had some conflicting reports as to what we really can and cannot talk about with individual community members. And so we brought in the professionals, and Amy White, who is a seasoned veteran, #1 in the state around law specific to education. And she went through and said, okay, here's the reason why you can't talk about this. Here's the reasons why you can talk about this. And we have a complete response that we're going to post. And the public there recommended that we post it predominantly somewhere, and even alert that, hey, here's what you can interact with the board. Here's the healthy conversations. Here's some examples. Here's what you just cannot, right? Individual student discussions, individual staff or personnel related issues. We cannot get engaged with those because of the various reasons. So read that, and that's to come. Then we went into the action items section. Recognized that it was a little bit, it is difficult to have interaction with the community members that are in the board meeting. It's not as fluid as we would like. So we reviewed policy 4105, which is the policy that states how to interact with the community during those board meetings. And we had a number of suggestions to make it easier, make the dialogue easier, because there's a lot of great input that we want to get from the public, and we just want to make it easier. And so that was discussed, good feedback from the community. We then also went in and approved the occupational therapy contract renewal. We talked about coaching positions. We have a lot of people in junior high and senior high track now, and so we approved 2 new positions so that we can cover both junior high and senior high track. And if you noticed, there's a ton of people playing soccer these days, which is great. I love soccer. But anyways, we approved another junior high coach for soccer within the district. We then went into executive session. Came out of executive session. Unfortunately, we had to approve the resignation of Jolinda Schlosswall. She is going back to Glens Ferry to continue to teach there. And then we approved a new hire, the recommendation from the hiring committee for our high school principal position, Shylin Scott. Shylin Scott comes to us, highly recommended, from Gooding, and currently she is the middle school Gooding principal, and she has accepted. We have approved her as the new high school principal. So we're excited to meet her. Maybe we can have a quick little YouTube introduction with her, but would love for the community to encourage and to welcome Mrs. Scott to Hagerman Joint School District. So I'm excited to meet her. The board's excited to meet her, and hopefully there'll be more to come here shortly, so that you can. But you can look her up, whatever. Yeah, we're excited to have her. We then made another motion to approve a hire of a K-8 new staff member, Corey Bibrick. And then we got out of there about 12:30 a.m. Anyways, it was great interaction. Like I said, it's great to have a new, have that principal role filled and to start filling some of these positions. And like I said, hang in there with us, and we are committed to improve education here at Hagerman Joint School District. Thank you and have a great day.